this exciting arena, a number of organizations have taken a leadership role in the Canada-India space, and one such organization is the co-host of this evening's event. And the Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce, this venerable organization, 3.5 decades old, has done yeoman's work and provided distinctive focus to this file. And to them, we are eternally grateful, and so it gives me great pleasure in calling upon the current president, Mr. Satish Thakur, to deliver his remarks and introduce High Commissioner Gawai.
His Excellency, Mr. S.M. Krishna, Minister of External Affairs, Government of India, His Excellency, Mr. S.M. Gawai, High Commissioner of India to Canada, Mrs. Preeti Saran, Consul General of India, distinguished guests, fellow members of Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce, I extend a very warm welcome to Honorable Minister, who despite his very busy schedule has found time to meet us. Thank you, Minister. A special welcome to Ontario Ministers, Honorable Harinder Thakur, Honorable Kathleen Wayne, and Honorable Margaret Best. Thank you for joining us this evening. Mr. Minister, we are a 35-year-old organization representing the Indian diaspora in Canada, and we encourage Canadian small and medium businesses to explore global markets. Through our mentorship programs and networking sessions, we provide practical initiatives for those that immigrate from India. We work actively to build economic bridges between Canada and India and create conditions to promote a more India-engaged Canada. We aim to represent the best of what Canada and India embody as a multi-ethnic, multicultural, multi-faith, and diverse countries, and our events span the economic, political, educational, and cultural dimensions. All of above values came together when we partnered with Government of India at the Regional Pravasi Bharatiya Divas 2011 in Toronto. The very best of the Indo-Canadian community, combined with the growing band of India watchers, as well as the presence of Canadian political leaders, made the occasion a truly memorable one. Mr. Minister, our chamber believes that in a rapidly changing global economic scenario, Canada and India are natural economic allies. We are happy that both the Canadian and the Indian governments are keen to finalize the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement by 2013. Both the Canadian and Indian establishments are consulting our chamber in these crucial treaty negotiations. Our SME members have been giving key inputs to Don Stevenson, Canada's chief negotiator of the agreement, and we also had a useful interaction with India's chief negotiator, Anup Wadhwan, on the subject in New Delhi last January. Our chamber is redoubling its efforts to prepare for the future and forge bilateral partnership in traditional sectors such as mining, natural resources, education, as well as sunrise sector such as healthcare, clean technology, and green energy. Excellency, both Canadian and Indian societies are knowledge-based societies, and knowledge-based component in the overall economies of two countries is increasing. Time has come for our two nations to use the diplomacy of knowledge and harness jointly forces of creativity, communication, cooperation, and above all, the collaboration by sharing learning. Mr. Minister, the year 2017 marks Canada's 150th anniversary and the year in which Indian community is poised to become the largest diaspora community in Canada. I wish to assure you, Minister, that our member will be ready to play their due part in building a successful Canada-India partnership. His Excellency, Shri S.M. Gawai, High Commissioner of India to Canada, a great supporter of our chamber, a great champion of India in Canada, to share his views. Thank you.
Ministers, members of the Indo-Canadian community, friends of India, ladies and gentlemen. A little while ago, I was reminded somewhat painfully that it is equally important to watch your step as it is to watch your mouth. But fortunately, I think no bones broken, I'm okay. Well, it's my pleasant duty this evening to introduce His Excellency Mr. S.M. Krishna, the Minister of External Affairs, Government of India. This is his first visit to Canada, and it is a great privilege for me as India's High Commissioner to welcome him here. He's had a very substantive round of discussions last evening with Foreign Minister John Baird and his delegation, and it has opened up new areas for discussions. Mr. S.M. Krishna graduated from Maharaja's College, Mysore, and went on to obtain a law degree from the Government Law College, Bangalore. Later, he studied at the Southern Methodist University, Dallas, USA, and also at George Washington University as a Fulbright scholar. Back in India, he worked as a professor of international law at Renukacharya Law College, Bangalore. He was elected to the Karnataka Legislative Assembly in 1962 and made his debut in Parliament in 1968 to become a member of the 4th Lok Sabha. He was re-elected to the 5th Lok Sabha but preferred to return to state politics in 1972 when he was elected to the Legislative Council and inducted as Minister for Commerce, Industries and Parliamentary Affairs, a charge he held until 1977. In 1980, he returned to the Lok Sabha and was made Minister of State for Industry during 1983-84 and Minister of State for Finance during 84-85. He became the Speaker of the Karnataka Legislative Assembly in 1989 and held the post till 1992 when he was elected as Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka. He was elected to Rajya Sabha in 1996, upper house of the Parliament, and was a member till October 1999. He was elected as the Chief Minister of Karnataka in October 1999 and served till May 2004. Mr. Krishna assumed office of Governor of Maharashtra in December 2004 and remained in the post in March 2008. He was re-elected as member of the Rajya Sabha in June 2008. He assumed charge as External Affairs Minister on 23 May 2009. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome His Excellency Mr. S.M. Krishna.
Honorable Ministers Harindra Thakur, Kathleen Wynne, and Margaret Best. It's a great honor and pleasure to have you all here this evening. Members of Parliament and members of Provincial Parliament, President of Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Satish Thakur, High Commissioner Shri S.M. Gawai, Consul General Srimati Preeti Saran, ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted to be present at this evening's reception hosted by the Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce together with the Consulate General of India in Toronto. I place on record my sincere appreciation to Mr. Satish Thakur, President Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce, for his gracious invitation to me to meet with you all. It is indeed a special occasion for me as I get to meet and interact with friends of India and other members of the vibrant Indo-Canadian community. You are an important asset in our relations with Canada, a country with which we share a close bilateral relationship based on our shared values of democracy, pluralism, multiculturalism, and tolerance. A series of recent high-level visits have raised the political profile of our nations. Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh and Prime Minister Harper are keen to advance the bilateral relationship to the next high level. We are currently discussing a number of important bilateral agreements, including a comprehensive economic partnership agreement. A concerted effort is underway to transform the bilateral relationship by infusing greater economic content to it. Last year was a landmark year in our relations with Canada as we celebrated the Year of India in Canada. The Year of India was not just about showcasing India's vibrant and rich culture. It was a celebration of India-Canada relationship. It highlighted the tremendous space that exists for taking this relationship to even greater heights. The Pravasi Bharatiya Divas, Canada, organized in partnership with Indo-Canadian Chamber of Commerce, was an important component of the celebration of the Year of India in Canada. The very fact that the mini Pravasi Bharat Divas was held in Canada is a recognition and acknowledgement of the important role of the Indo-Canadian community in building bridges between our two countries. Ladies and gentlemen, India today is at a historic phase when the world is witnessing profound changes. The socio-economic transformation in India, with over 1 billion people, within a democratic framework, will have enormous contribution to make for the rest of the world. It could become an anchor of stability and opportunity for the global economy. It may be appropriate for me to draw your attention to the fact that we would be spending $1 trillion in the next 5 years in development of our infrastructure. Wherever I have gone, I have promised that there is going to be a level playing field for individuals and companies, and there would be total transparency. Hence, ladies and gentlemen, you can understand that what opportunities beckon all of you in India in the coming 5 years. Despite the global economic crisis, the Indian economy has shown resilience and managed to grow at 6.9% last year. We are confident of resuming high growth rates in the coming years. We have initiated measures to harness the creativity of young population, with 50% of the population below the age group of 25 years, to drive innovation-led inclusive growth. This will assist us to sustain growth and help alleviate poverty in India. There is also an external dimension to India's growth story. Our economic future will depend to a large extent, on global peace, stability, and security. Our foreign policy always had a broad and open outlook. Thanks to our economic growth and development over the last 2 decades, we now also have increased capabilities and capacities to contribute to global peace and security. Ladies and gentlemen, we have today a broad-based agenda of cooperation with major countries and regions of the world. In Asia, which is fast becoming the center of global opportunities and challenges of the 21st century, India is seen as an anchor of moderation and stability. Our economic fundamentals are strong, with a regulated banking sector, high savings rate, a vibrant private sector, and an economy that is largely driven by domestic demands. We have introduced extensive reforms and liberalized our economy to allow participation of external partners. Our government has developed an ambitious plan of investments in various sectors. We therefore see new and exciting possibilities for India and Canada to work together. I deeply value the contribution that all of you have made in transforming the bilateral relationship to one that is forward-looking and with high level of substance. I take this opportunity to invite you, through you, the Canadian industries and business, to be part of India's growth story, especially in important sectors such as mining, agriculture, agro-processing, education, infrastructure development, and energy. In these areas, I do realize Canada has immense strengths, and I look forward to furthering our bilateral relationship by enlarging it, by deepening it, and I have invited Foreign Minister Mr. Baird to visit India, and he has agreed to visit India. And then we are also looking forward to Prime Minister Harper's visit to India, which is on the cards. And the whole idea being that India and Canada can play a very supporting role to maintain peace and security and harmony. And in this, I look forward for your active participation. Thank you very much.
We are honored and delighted that you could kindly spare the time during your very brief transit halt in Toronto to meet members of the vibrant Indian diaspora and friends of India in Canada. India-Canada relations have never been better, as you said, than they are today, and we owe a great deal to all our guests present here today for contributing to bringing our two countries closer together, and I thank you all. I want to thank His Excellency, the High Commissioner of India, Mr. Gavai, for kindly presiding over the function. My sincerest thanks to Mr. Satish Thakkar, President of the Indo-Canada Chamber of Commerce, for co-hosting this reception with us in honor of the External Affairs Minister. As the oldest and the largest diaspora body in Canada, they have done commendable work in building bridges between India and Canada to support increased economic and trade ties.
This is purely the Indo-Canadians who want to welcome him in Toronto, and this is his first visit, so I'm sure we're looking forward to hearing say what his plans are and what his vision is. The main purpose of his visit is here to promote foreign affairs. That's what he's covering, and I think coming to Canada will only, in fact, improve the relationship that we've already been developing, and is going to create concrete result as far as the foreign affairs between the two countries are concerned. The reason ICCC is part of it because the event is being hosted both by the Council General and ICCC. And the reason being, as we stand here today, I can tell you definitely that ICCC is one of the biggest organization, the biggest diaspora of Indo-Canada with the small and medium enterprise. And I think we all have to play a very important role in developing relationship between the two countries.
We're here today to welcome and certainly to network. We're here with the minister who's visiting us from India, and it certainly is a pleasure for me to join the Indo-Canadian members who are here today. And you know, we live in Ontario, which is a very diverse province, and in this province we're fortunate to have people here who have come to us from all over the world, and we have welcomed them, and this is an opportunity for us to also welcome the Indo-Canadian community and the delegation who is visiting us from India, and for us to recognize that there are opportunities for us to engage with this community both here and in India as well. And it certainly is an opportunity for development and further friendship and engagement with each other.